everybody. It is Monday afternoon and I'm going live at a time I don't normally go live on, but I wanted to, I think this is a great teaching moment, and it's really what the Planet Places membership is all about. Is in the moment we want to be able to provide feedback to you guys, and as we're learning, we want you guys to be learning as well. So here's the story. I am actually doing some grow light testing. As you guys can kind of see right behind me, I've got some pots on a wall, and then you can see the grow lights are kind of shining on them. And the good news is we've only been doing this for a little bit over a week, and I am seeing tremendous growth changes, especially in the herbs. My sage just decided to take off. It's been kind of stunted all winter, and I brought it inside where it's warm, and it's getting 12 hours of a grow light. At nighttime, I have it go on around noon, and then it goes off at midnight, and it's on a timer, so it just automatically turns on and turns off. And one thing that happened over the weekend, I actually had to do a quick trip, and I had plugged the pump into the timer, and I had forgotten I had done that. And so it, of course, overwatered. So that basically means for 2 nights, it was watering while it was also had the grow lights on. So it got too wet. So what happens when it gets too wet? You get fungus gnats. That's very common. Indoor plants are very susceptible to whiteflies and fungus gnats anyways. And so, and a lot of that is just, you don't have a lot of fresh air flowing through. Things tend to stay, well, it really depends on the environment, but I noticed with my indoor plants, sometimes you tend to overwater indoor plants just because you're thinking it's drying out, and a lot of different things can happen. But basically, fungus gnats, whiteflies, problem indoors. And so you got to be extra careful. You got to watch them more. So what I noticed this morning was that, oh my God, I have some fungus gnats, and it's because I noticed that the soil was very wet. And I'm going to show you right now how I detected that. And then I went outside to the walls outside. I noticed those are fine, which is interesting. It's colder. I don't water near as much out there because I don't need to. The plants, they don't have the problem, but they have the problem indoors. So if you are growing indoors, if you're a planted box and customer, and you're growing indoors right now with grow lights, you need to be extra careful. So I want to show you right now what that looks like. And so let me switch around here. And the first thing I want to show you, just because I'm so excited about it, take a look at that sage. And if you guys have been following along, just see this right here. This is all new growth that happened when it started going on the grow lights. And literally that's been about 7 days under the grow lights. And so it's the warmth. It's much warmer in here, and this sage is happy, happy, happy. Okay, so let me go over here, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the little kind of test garden potting shed, if you will, that's indoors. And I want to show you, first off, how did I know that I had issues? Here is an arugula that's growing, and it's just, you can't quite see this, but it's just the greenery, it's just kind of limp. It's not really strong like it normally is, which usually tells you it's an indication that, the root structure may not be as strong. Maybe something's going on. So I'm going to be able to show you some fungus gnats as I move around here. I saw the flies kind of flying around when it was on the wall, so I took all these pots off. But let me see if I can try to, usually what happens, there's a little booger. I don't know if you could see it. But what they do is the adult fungus gnats, they live for about a week, and they can lay up to 300 eggs in 1 week. And where do they lay them? They lay them right at the base of the plant. And so you have to be very careful, because what happens is the larva, once the eggs hatch into larvae, for about 3 to 4 days, those things are inside the soil at the root here, eating the roots. They're basically kind of eating off the roots. And so they're sucking the nutrients out of the roots, not getting to the plant. The plant is not going to be as happy. What does that mean? It's not going to grow as fast. It's going to be stunted. The leaf is going to be kind of flimsy, and you're just going to notice you don't have a very thriving plant. So, and how I found it is I noticed the plant didn't look as good, but you can kind of see. Gosh, I want to be able to do this while I'm live here. You can kind of see when I move the soil around, I get a little activity, but it's not showing now. Here's another one, and I can tell the soil here is pretty damp, and hopefully we will be able to find one. But they're just like little black flies, very, very small, that pop up out of the soil is what you'll see. Let me see if I can find another one in here. I'm laughing. I knew this would happen the minute I went live. By the way, here's a sage that forever was not growing. I brought it inside. Oh, that's new growth. But here we go. I don't know if you can get that. There you go. Boom. That is a fungus gnat. It just flew up. So that's the problem that we've got. Another interesting thing, I noticed that this bok choy also had some. So let me see here. Okay, I want to show you, this is a mustard. We're testing this mustard, and I was looking at this, and while it's growing and it's very happy under the grow lights, it just, again, was kind of flimsy. So what I did is I flipped open one of these, and I found, can you see that there? I found some eggs. You see that? I'm trying to go really close here. That is whitefly eggs. There we go. That's a good way you can see it. Those are eggs for whitefly. They look very similar to aphids. And what they do is they don't eat the roots. Whiteflies and aphids, they are on the leaves, and they suck the nutrients out of the leaves. So the best way to get rid of these is you're going to put that underneath water. I'm just going to spray that with water, or I'm going to spray it with a little bit of a insecticidal soap and water. I'm going to spray the leaves and get rid of those eggs. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Now with the fungus gnats, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pour a little bit. Do this right now when I'm showing you. I'm going to pour a little bit of this on the the base of the plant. Okay. And then I'm going to stir that into the soil. So you can see I'm kind of doing that right now. I'm just holding the camera, so it's not as professional as I usually do it, but I just wanted you guys to see what I was doing today because I saw this. So I'm just going to move that around the soil of the plant, those mosquito bits, and that bacterium, it's completely organic, and that is going to kill the larva. And so literally it takes place pretty quickly. Within 24 hours, I'm going to see a difference, okay? And I'm going to do that for every single one of these plants because what happens is it can spread. So because I saw it on one or two plants pretty bad, these other ones don't seem to have it so bad, but I'm going to put mosquito bits in every pot here and mix it into the soil. Okay? Thanks so much, guys, and hope this was helpful.